As a statement of sophisticated class, few come close to an Aston Martin. This is the new Rapide S, already out in Europe and the United States, in African showrooms from 2014. There are only two, both here in South Africa. Total sales, such talk would be crass in these circles. Around 50 cars, continent-wide annually, hardly a roaring trade. Perhaps it's the $300,000 price tag. And that's only for this, last year's model. But top-end automakers are thinking long-term.
Aston Martin are now convincing the people that you might not have considered owning your Aston Martin in South Africa, but you can. You can have your car serviced and looked after, by qualified trained individuals right here in Sandton. And like I suggested to you earlier on, we'll fly abroad. We'll go to Mauritius, look after our clients there. So you can enjoy your welfare. Why take it out of Africa?
Not immune to the global downturn, but bouncing back. And Africa remains a key potential market where roads allow. Comparatively lowly, Porsche saw sales nearly double in 2012. For Audi, that took 3 years. When the potholes prove an aggravation, the super rich go airborne. Tens of millions of dollars for a newer model, though charter companies like this one just outside Johannesburg see themselves as a more reasonable alternative. Again, a dip in business in the last few years, but partly due to increasing wealth, sales are increasing. Now, one of the big drivers of growth in this part of the world comes from oil and gas executives who need to get to remote locations, and they need to do it fast and regularly. Now, if they were forced to travel with the general public from, say, here to parts of West Africa, they'd still have to go via Europe. So the advantage of one of these is that now a regional tour that might used to have taken a month would be cut to just a week.
Flying into
Somewhere like CAR?
Yes. Well, that's very
And time, says NAC's boss, is money. His company was an early entry into the Nigerian market, oil rich but infrastructure poor. It's now second only to China in terms of growth in private jet purchases. And it's the lower end, if you can call it that, that's coming through.
an aircraft that was $17 million in 2008, you can buy today for under $5 million. So that's a lot of value for a potential buyer. We've seen a tremendous uptick in people realizing the value of this as a business tool as opposed to what was always deemed the chairman's toy.
These aren't wheels suited to rougher terrain, and yet luxury cars like these are still selling. Where they don't, these wings are picking up the slack for the lucky few that can afford it. Henderson, CCTV, Johannesburg, South Africa.